So, hello, Dr. Kim. Thank you for joining us for the interview today. My name is Rama.
Yeah.
I'm year 5 and I'm really interested in humanities. Like, my higher level subjects now, IB, they are Geo, English, and Econs. So, I'm someone that's like really focused on humanities.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that Utrecht also specializes in a lot, right?
It's one of the things you can study, but we also offer sciences and social sciences. But humanities are part of it too.
I
Yes.
see, I see. And I think just now we were talking about how Utrecht is like really different from like other universities, right? So what makes Utrecht stand out compared to like other Dutch and like, universities in Amsterdam?
Yeah. So my name is Zwitserloot. I work for University College Utrecht.
Mhm.
I'm one of the teachers there. I teach economics, so not a humanity, but it is part of the curriculum that we offer. And I'm also responsible for academic advising. And the academic advising is there because University College Utrecht is a separate program within Utrecht University. So Utrecht University as a whole has about 39,000 students. University College Utrecht has 750 students. So we are a very small part of a bigger university. And we offer one of the 12, I think, bachelor programs that are on offer in English at Utrecht University. So the bachelor degree that we offer is called Liberal Arts and Sciences, and that's already one thing that sets us apart. Because most of the time in the Netherlands, it would be similar to the UK in that you would study only one thing from the first day onwards. And we are a little bit different. We are based on the American liberal arts and sciences colleges, which means that you would combine multiple subjects. It can be from humanities, can be from science, can be social science. You can mix and match them however you want. We offer 23 different subjects. So that's one thing. You can combine different subjects. It's entirely up to you to decide what you want. The other thing that sets us apart is that all of our students live on our campus. Because usually in the Netherlands, students are responsible themselves for finding housing, but it's not the case with us. Because the idea behind liberal arts and sciences is that you learn to look at the world from different perspectives. Is that if you're looking at any issue, no matter whether it's climate change or gentrification or anything like that, if you really want to understand what's going on there, you need to be able to look at it from different perspectives. And studying different subjects will allow you to do that. But we want to take that one step further because the education with us continues outside of the classroom. Because on campus, it's housing guaranteed for a full 2 years because we want students from all over the world to live together. So we have 750 students. They come from 70 different countries. About half of them is international. You're sharing a house with 4 to 12 other students, and it's always a mix. It's always first, second, third year students, Dutch and international students, students who do humanities, science, social science. That mix is the purpose. So it's really those two things that set us apart, is that we offer liberal arts and sciences, which is multidisciplinary, and that we guarantee housing on campus.
Yeah, I feel like that solves a lot of problems because I
Yeah.
think like Elvina was mentioning just now that housing can be quite an issue.
Housing can be an issue in the Netherlands, yeah. Not impossible, but it's definitely, if you're looking at other programs in the Netherlands and you need to find housing yourself, start on time, look outside of the city centers. Maybe start with like a sublet for a shorter time period. But don't go a week before the academic year starts.
Oh, yeah,
Think you
for
don't
sure.
find something because that's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I think what we know is that you're assistant professor for economics, right?
Yeah.
So what drove you to want to pursue like economics as a career?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I think if I would have to choose now, because University College Utrecht is the oldest university college in the Netherlands, and when it started, it was the first program in the Netherlands offering that liberal arts and sciences option. And it happened to be the same year that I went to university. Um, if I would choose now, I would probably also go for liberal arts and sciences. I'm not sure I would have chosen economics again, actually. But I may have chosen economics with sociology, maybe with literature, maybe with linguistics. I'm one of those people that just likes to read a lot of different things. Very much a generalist. And what I still enjoy about economics today is that it's also a subject where so many different ways of thinking come together.
Yeah.
You can immediately see why it's relevant if you read the news or if you just look around you in your daily life. But if you want to understand how it works, you need to know a little bit about psychology and how people make decisions.
Yeah.
You need to understand a little bit about sociology and how a society is organized and what effect that has on what choices people make. But for the subject itself, it's very mathematical. So then having a good background in that is very useful as well. So it's sort of uses different parts of my brain, both sort of
Yeah,
more
bit of
mathematical
everything.
side and the more creative sides too. Yeah.
I see. So you seem like someone that's like really interested in like a whole lot of things, right?
Oh yes.
So regarding like the course flexibility of like Utrecht, can you, for example, easily swap modules mid-semester? Like you change your mind, like maybe I'm taking psychology and then it's
Yeah.
like maybe psychology is not for me. Maybe I want to do like you said linguistics.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Not mid-semester, because you can only change classes in the first 1.5 week of the semester. But you can throughout your career, because in your first year, the idea is really that you just try out stuff.
Mhm.
So for the students that I work with as an academic advisor, I always tell them in the first year, just take the classes that sound interesting. And some of them you will love, and some of them you will not love. And that's perfectly fine. But you need to try it out first, because you don't know whether you're really going to like it until you're in that classroom, reading the material, talking with your students, fellow students about it. And sometimes you then realize that something was very different from what you thought it was, and that may be a reason not to continue with it. So if you say in your first semester, take Introduction to Psychology and actually realize this is not for me, then you've taken that one class and that's fine. And then in your second semester, you can still try out other subjects and continue with those if you want to up until graduation. And psychology is an interesting example there, because psychology is actually very quantitative. It's very numbers driven. There's a lot of statistics
really?
in it. Yeah.
I thought it would be more about like studying the science behind like the human brain and medicine.
That is neuroscience.
Oh,
Yes, but it's very much related, because psychology looks at behavior, so it sort of looks at the outside of the stuff that we can see
I
from
see.
people's behavior. Neuroscience is the biological underpinnings in your brain, so it's the chemical processes in your brain, it's the way that your brain is built up and how that influences your behavior. So that sort of opens up your head and then looks inside. But psychology is about the outside.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I learned something new today. And I know like some colleges in the US they offer like really niche programs. Like if I'm not wrong, I think Harvard they have like a class about Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah.
That's what you try University. What do you think is the most like niche or like the most uncommon class
Ooh.
that you have had?
Let me think. With us, it's also the case that in your first year, we ask all of our students to take one class in humanities, one class in science, and one class in social science. Now, often in the humanities and the social sciences, there are lots of things that people would like to do. So they would, for instance, like to take a philosophy class or a history class, or have a lot of students. I teach a course on introduction to economics, and I have a lot of students who don't necessarily want to do a lot in economics, but they do want to have the basic understanding so that they can follow the news, so they'll take that class. Science is a little bit different, because a lot of students who don't want to focus on science are not necessarily excited about taking a science class.
Mm-hmm.
So we have several classes that are really specifically designed for that group. So we have a class called Mathematics for Poets.
What? Mathematics for poets?
Yeah. And it's really designed for students who are not going to continue in math, but they need to take a science class. And then that's the class that looks much more at what is math actually, and how do we know that the theorem is correct? What is
like the
behind
philosophy
that?
of
It's
that.
the philosophy of
Wow,
math.
wait, that's
Yeah.
quite interesting.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. And then when it comes to like class lessons, is it more like lectures? Is it like tutorial sessions? Is it like hands-on? I think just now you mentioned something about like lab work. What's the
Yeah.
usual convention of how classes are being held?
So our classes have a maximum class size of 28 students, and on average there'll be 21 students in a class. Introductory classes are usually full, and then higher level classes usually have fewer students in them. So when I teach an economics class, I will have maybe 25 students in front of me. It's very interactive. So the classes are always, the tables are set up in a U shape so that I can easily interact with the students.
Oh, you for Utrecht.
Sorry?
Is it with the
Yes,
SEO
you for Utrecht. Yes. Excellent observation. Yes. But it's really meant to be a conversation. So it is the professor that sort of designs the class and leads the class, but it's really meant for students to interact and contribute as well. We don't have any mass lecture at all. It is a research university. Utrecht University, that University College Utrecht is a part of, is a research university. So it is academic and relatively theoretical. It's much more about analysis. It's not hands-on. Exception to that is indeed if you want to do the sciences, then you will need to go into a laboratory. So our students who do biology or chemistry or medical science or neuroscience, they will go into a laboratory and do the hands-on work there.
Okay, so just for the last few questions, what is one Dutch food that you feel that international students that go to Utrecht can't do?
Oof. I'm very partial to something called bitterballen. And it's very much a food that you would order if you go to a pub.
Okay.
So either in the winter, if you're in a pub with friends, but also in the summer. Because in the Netherlands in the summer, the moment the sun is shining, everyone is outside. It doesn't get as humid. Well, it gets as humid as Singapore actually, but it doesn't usually get as hot as Singapore. So people will be outside having a drink outside on the terrace, and then you will order something called a bitter garniture, and bitterballen are part of that. And it's basically fried stuff, really.
Right.
And it's sort of like a breaded outside, and then on the inside you can have vegetables, you can have meat, you can have all kinds of things. And the bitterballen have meat on the inside.
I see.
And they're absolutely not good for you, but they're very delicious.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing your best.
You're more than welcome.
And hopefully maybe we'll see you back next year.
Yeah,
You come back.
The school is now closed. Please make your way off campus.